Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Towsty and thank you for joining me here in another episode of InfinityLabs Season 2 on our Resident Rise-ish server. I've been doing a bit of work off camera. I cleared out this farm because I got plans for this spot. I gotta move some of this stuff. I made a little wheat farm and I used some of this chiseled dirt here and just kind of mixed it up with some of the other kinds of dirt. To stop stuff from spawning. So I made a wheat farm that's based on an open block sprinkler, speeding it up, and then I also have a lily pad of fertility trying to help with this section as well. This is from Xeno's Reliquary, or just Reliquary as it's called now, and we have an open blocks tank getting water from an extra utilities fluid transfer node, which is down below it, and the sprinkler on top of that doesn't have to be an open blocks tank. It can be anything that you could actually place the sprinkler on and has a container of water. Is going to randomly apply bone meal to this area to increase the growth. Kind of like the watering can sort of does, but it's automated and it's good. And so this is something that's helping speed up our wheat farm. And the problem is that because this randomly applies bone meal, it can do it to grass. So it was picking up all sorts of nonsense and the harvesters were picking stuff up. So we have an MFR harvester and an MFR planter right below this block. And basically it's just pumping seeds and wheat into these two barrels. Now, if we go down, we can't see much, but I got power coming directly off the windmills, which isn't really a good idea, but that's all right. The reason we're doing this is because I started to get into bees a little bit. I'm going to be using them a bit in the future. So just to give you guys a heads up that when you do get started with bees, you need a squeezer and you need a whole heap ton of seeds or something that can produce seed oil. Seeds in a seed and a squeezer will produce seed oil. There's lots of things that can, but this is one way to do it. And you need a lot of seeds to create a bucket. And so I needed a bucket of seed oil because I was going to use X-Nilo, which is what I had set up over here, to take this artificial hive, turn it into a scented hive, which you do by putting an artificial hive in a bucket with seed oil and letting it spawn some drones. And it didn't work twice, and I ran out. So I was like, forget that. Because I couldn't find any hives because they were retro-genned and they weren't originally in the world. I did eventually find a whole bunch. Hello? Come on, there we go. And so we've got us some drones and stuff now, and I made an industrial apiary from Gendustry to help us get stuff going, and it looks like we got us some mossy combs and a few extra drones, which is what I want. And these are forest drones, because these are marshy princesses and drones, because these are the only thing that work in this biome right now. And below here, I can't pop this off because it'll break, is a mushroom. And this kind of bee needs mushrooms to run. If none of that makes sense, if you've never seen Gendustry, don't worry about it. We're going to go over it later. This is just to show you guys what's been going on. I've moved our chests and things. I upgraded our hatchet and our shovel with some auto repair and our hatchet with some cobalt. And things have been going pretty well. We've got lots of stuff, process stuff. Check this out. Boom. Boom. Tons of stuff. All those ender pearls come from the ender powder that we're getting, right, from Artifice, and I have it just auto-crafting in here. But our system's not working too well. Our misc chest is not filtering things down the way it needs to. This is a horrible setup for logistics pipes. You don't want to do this, as I said earlier. We need to fix this before we get anything going, and I'm not quite sure if I want to leave it down here, but I'm pretty certain that I don't want them to be Java anymore. And the reason being, at some point, we're going to upgrade from logistics pipes to applied energistics. And I'll have to pump all this stuff in. And if it's Java, it's not huge amounts of items I can hold. It's a lot, but it's not huge amounts of items. And even I know I can upgrade them hugely, but I don't feel like using my resources for that. So I think what I want to do is look into maybe turning these all into deep storage units, pulling out of the deep storage units, and putting them into that, and then just using storage buses to hold on to that stuff when we get to that point with applied energistics. I put quite a few upgrades in these factories and they consume quite a bit of energy, so we definitely need some more energy generation. I don't think we're capped with our bandwidth of cable or our storage, but they do need a lot of energy, and so that's something we need to work on. And I just started to kind of close this stuff up. I'm not really using my crusher yet. The other thing that I'm curious about, I may decide to start working in tier 3 relatively soon, but I wanted to build an actual place to call home. And I'm sort of struggling deciding where I want that. I had thought about maybe putting it, kind of do a single chunk type base. But it's not that interesting, and I don't really want to limit myself that much. I think I might create the core of it being a single chunk and then figure it out from there. Do a series of like decks and a spiral kind of going up type thing. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I like this theme that we're going with though. Partially because it looks really cool like this, and I really like this floor. I don't know about the yellow stripes, but I do like this floor. And partially because I play with Sphax on my laptop, and Sphax looks really, really good with this theme. So, you know, that's doesn't affect you guys at all. But, yeah, it's been interesting. And I really don't know what direction I want to go with. Oh, wait, I just realized something. These are tier 2, correct? Yeah. I don't know what direction I want to go with the actual base building, and that's kind of important right now. I made a bunch of enriched alloys and some circuits and things to get building for our mechanism upgrades, but for now, I really need to think about how I want to go forward with my power gen. I've got a couple of thoughts, one of which is using this bad boy. I need to make 8 energy upgrades to see if this is actually a functional surplus. So let's look at these. 2 energy, gold dust, and some glass. We got lots of glass in here. Can't see it, but we got it. And I have some gold dust. This shouldn't be in here. Oh, I don't have any gold dust in there. Alright, so let's get some gold. And I need 8. And I need you... Well, they're all pretty slow, so crush this. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'll need about 16. This won't be too bad, actually, at all. And then I'm going to make a guess that I can use something, actually. I would like to look for a gas upgrade. Right? And that is what? Iron? Oh, okay. That's not too bad at all. Not at all. I've got my 8. I need another 16 of these bad boys. And the glass is already in there, and that'll limit what I'm building pretty well. Oh, that's not right. All right. So we're going to make a couple of these here and get our electrolytic separator really efficient on energy. And I'll show you why. So in mechanism 6, not 7, but 6, right? So we're on mechanism 8. On mechanism 6, which was mostly, I think, for Minecraft 1.6.4, there was a huge amount of energy that could be generated using a hydrogen generator, which I believe is now called a gas-powered generator. And it can burn other gases. And it was a good system because, it was good for the players. It was fairly cheaty overall, but it was a good system because it allowed you to generate infinite power from water. Now, that may sound ridiculous, and there's a lot of ways to generate power using water. I would say generating power using steam is partially using water, you know. You gotta use fuel and stuff, but you still have to rely on that renewable water. This is way more cheaty, and in fact, it was really interesting. Wind turbines used to be good, but hydrogen generators were just better. And then in Mechanism 7, they took a huge nerf, and there wasn't a positive output of power. So for one electrolytic separator before, you could run a couple hydrogen generators and still have energy left over. And so they would easily outproduce power that this would consume, and you could power your whole base that way. And then they fixed that, so that wasn't the case. They were evenly matched, and the hydrogen generator created as much power as the electrolytic separator used. And then everybody started using these a lot more. They were still fairly popular before, but they created so much power, and they've actually been kind of nerfed overall in the latest Mechanism 8s. And there's a couple of really cool changes in Mechanism 8, and one of which is their late tier power gen, and and the other one of these upgrades. If you're interested in the late tier power gen, go check out InfinityLabs TacoMage as his YouTube name. I'll see if I can remember to put a link in the description, but I highly doubt it because these are quite backlogged. He's got a good one of the first tutorials, actually the first tutorial I've seen on Mechanism 8. At the time, recording this, there's not that much information on it. Okay, so we got our gas upgrades. Now we need a gas generator and a hopper. Why do you need a hopper? Why do I need a hopper? Because Mechanism upgrades are really annoying to put in. So, upgrades. We're going to say our energy upgrades can go on the top. Let me see if this is accessible. It's not configurable at all, it doesn't look like. Hold on, let me figure out what my key is. Controls. Mechanism. It's probably that, right? Let's go ahead. Let's just clear all the other M's. Activate morphic fingers. I don't have a clue what that is. Open chest 2. Don't know. Galaxy map. Yeah, I know. That's fine. I'll figure that one. That one could be like insert or home or something like that. Huh. Oh, there we go. That is not a good keybind, actually, because you have to hold sneak. Energy gases, rotate, wrench, configure items, fluids, gas. Poop. Never mind. So what I was thinking is machines like the Elite Factory, you can say, please stop lagging. Energy, extra, input, output. Okay, so you can't do the upgrades. Never mind. Well, energy upgrades are still really annoying to put in. You gotta put them up in here, and then let them process, and then you can come back and grab them. So what's needed for a gas-powered generator? An electrolytic separator, or electrolytic core, sorry, 2 steel casings, some osmium, and a couple of things. For that we need an iron, a couple osmium, and I believe a gold. We are having some tick problems. Right, let's check that out. Yeah. And then this is why you gotta mass produce these bad boys. Oh yeah, I forgot this is an AE. So 5, 2, oh wait, 2 iron. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we'll be right back. Oh, no, it's figured itself out. Come on. Come on. There we go. Electrolytic core. So now we need the steel. How much steel do I have? None? Well, that's not good. Let me make up some. All right, and the steel's coming in. All I made was 20, because I forgot how slow it was. Now we need the 2 osmium. Bam. I think that was mostly everything. Gas powered. Gas hyphen. Boom. Gas burning generator. So let's go check this out. I've been funneling some of these energy upgrades in, but I keep forgetting about it. And we're trying to figure out why there's thousands of wither skeletons spawning on the server right now. Alright, so there. Put another one in there. So here's the thing with this. This will produce 80 RF per tick. right? Based on... Why is it saying... Oh yeah, sorry, that's right. 80 RF per tick, based on the hydrogen. And this actually goes up as it stores power, so there's 8,000 RF per tick in it. And we're just gonna store some hydrogen. Now, the, there's not, why wouldn't that connect? Oh, it only connects to one part, that's all right. These can be kind of tricky with the sides of them. I'm wondering if he's upgraded that a little bit, but as a max, it produces 80, and this requires 100 right now. And should be getting some power from the hydrogen generator. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna see what happens if we funnel these in. I don't really feel like the energy upgrades always work the way they're supposed to right now, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's actually a bug, it's just the way that I understand these numbers is not correct. Come on. There we go. All right, so it should be 10 times more energy efficient. So how much are we using now? Needed. Yeah, see, this is my concern. I don't know how much more effective this is. Energy upgrade. Increases energy efficiency and capacity of machine. So, I have to go figure out by what factor it increases its efficiency. Because right now, it still doesn't look like it's going to do what it should unless... Oh, these are not upgradable. So that's not going to be an option for us. Because there's nowhere to increase our gas burning prowess. I am very curious. If we look at mechanism... Well, actually, there's no way for me to see what this burns. Or how to make this exactly. Well, that's a shame. There are functions to this that would be more applicable, I guess. It uses different gases to burn different amounts of energy, and I think it can burn ethylene, and I feel like that would be a decent one to try. Lithium. Lithium's a tricky beast, actually, to get, so we're not going to use that. Brine's not really a thing that we can burn, I don't think. All right. So that is unfortunately not a path that we can go down, but I'm glad we looked at it. And now we have this little generator to do something. I don't know. It's a shame. It's a bloomin' shame. Oh no. There we go. And this, look at how quickly that fills up with energy. Still. So I wonder, can this take gas upgrades? Because can I get it to produce more gas? Is that not, the production of gas isn't really the problem, is it? So no, but what these are for is actually to, yeah, increase efficiency of gas using machines. And I was really hoping they would work on that, but I guess they do not. That's all right, we'll just throw them up for now. Pound. All right, be back. All right, guys, so we've changed things up, and I'm really sorry, but I recorded that whole last segment showing you getting to this point with my microphone muted, so woo, my bad. Anyways, I'm super excited. We are working with a pressurized reaction chamber. The pressurized reaction chamber is allowing us to take our hydrogen, pump water into it, and biofuel, which is simply made by putting organic stuff in a crusher. And you get lots of biofuel from that. And then what this allows you to make is ethylene and substrate. Substrate we'll get into much, much later, but it'll be used for a couple things. this seems to actually produce more hydrogen than we need. It's increasing. And then it uses 2 biofuel, 100 millibuckets of hydrogen, and 100 millibuckets of water, I believe, to create ethylene. Now, ethylene, I am excited to check out. That should be a gaseous... Thank you. A gaseous ethylene, which means I should be able to grab a tank. And run downstairs. I don't think it'll work if I just plop it on there, will it? And then say side, gas, output to the top. What do we got here? So I've used this config because this isn't set up like this. You have to set your gases. So I've got my gas coming in from the right. It's automatically output from the electrolytic separator, and it's coming into this. And then I've got water coming in from the bottom. I don't need this one. So if we come back, it doesn't look like it's going to work like that. So I wonder if I do this. Nothing. Auto eject. Ah, wait. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. Gases auto eject on. No, it does probably have to be beside it. I think with these tanks, that red hash has to be facing whatever direction that you're gonna get gas from. The other thing is it could be a liquid. Here's the thing. This is why I think it's a gas. You can make ethylene, right? By using biofuel, hydrogen, and water. And it gives you ethylene. You can also use liquid ethylene, so it should be a gas, should it not? Now, there's a chance that it just didn't output or input to the bottom, but it made to the side. Side, gases, output, output. Maybe we have to make us some gas pipes. So let's go look at those. We can get some pressurized pressure. Where they at? Ooh, I love that texture, by the way. There they are. Steel and glass. I don't have much steel left, so I'm just gonna make one batch of these. Because we don't need that many. Yeah. Oh, we got some gas in the pipe. Oh, yes, and it's going in. Okay. We are making progress. That was not really necessary, though. In fact, I'm going to pick this up and pick this up because I won't really want it to be... Well, actually, you know, I do want it to do that, just not necessarily right where it is. I'm not going to disconnect that yet. I'm going to do something here. Where's my pressurized pipe gone? We'll do this again, and we'll just ask it to pull on out of there. And it will slowly fill this tank with ethylene. We'll move you for now, because this is still going to produce our jetpackiness. It's not a word. All right, so we're still making progress on hydrogen increasing? Yes, we are. And we still have... good amount of biofuel to go through. Now that was a stack of trees and 2 full stacks of biofuel. A stack of saplings, sorry. Not bad. And I can use my wheat for that as well. Okay, so we got 2,400 widgets. What? What? Gas is measured in bar, usually? I don't know. Millibar, Minecraft bar of power. I need this to be dumped. What if I just break it? Inventory, no. Okay. So, here's what we'll do. Put you here. It only... It only needs gas. All right, let's see what we can do. 1, 2. I may swap these out with Ender IO pipes eventually. I love the way the mechanism ones look though. Right, and then we will do... It's gonna be hideous. One sec. All right, I brought a digital miner over and started cooking up some cobble in our smelter down here because it's got all the energy upgrades and the speed upgrades, so it requires a lot more energy. And this way, we'll be able to we'll make sure that we're draining energy, because just as my system stands, it's ugly, but it works. And I think that that's the problem. This gets clogged up too easy. Whoa. So these actually, yeah, I gotta fix this. It's so bad. All right, just throw you back in there for now. Let me just go up top to make sure nothing overflows, because I don't know where that stone's gonna get sent. Actually, it probably hit another corner and got sent back. Wow, not that important. All right, we're almost out of hydrogen, and when we run, because this is only producing 80 RF per tick right now, and from what I can tell, this will produce about 300 RF per tick, which is, and will overall produce about 800,000. Yeah, look at this. I don't know if that math is right on the website, but when this thing has ethylene in it, ethylene? Yeah. It should be just producing mad amounts of energy. Producing 282 R as max. Basically, this little bit of gas, I'm not explaining this very well at all. Whatever happens when you're using the gas generator, I don't know how much ethylene per tick that it uses, but it says that from the way I understand it, a full gas generator will create about 800,000 ethylene. So, I think what I'd like to do is set up a system to take biofuel, crush it, put it into one of these bad boys, and make sure that we have a surplus of ethylene, and create a little generator system from that. Because we have a surplus of hydrogen. Not a huge surplus, but a surplus. I'm just going to put this in here. Oh, this stopped. That's handy. You know what won't make it stop? Don't stop till you get enough. I can configure it to what? It didn't save. That's why. I didn't think I grabbed everything from here. Yeah, there we go. I knew there was more to be had. Whoa, Mono's back. All right, so 12, what is that, million RF per tick? Or sorry, million RF. Well, this is cool. So this will produce, it's supposed to, at like best, hydrogen for 3 times. Oh, okay. Mono's having some issues. That's all right. But it does look like we can increase the speed upgrade of this. But what will that do to its energy requirements? Oh, not much. This thing does not require much RF. So let's take a look at that. Speed is osmium and glass. I got all that. Speed upgrade. Yeah. All right, let's head on down. Awesome. So I should be able to speed this up a few times. There's no way this only takes 2 RF per tick. That's insane. Dang. Okay. It looks like I have an idea for a setup, and I will probably build most of it off camera. But it should be amazing when I'm done. Because this should cover our energy production up to about 21,000 RF per tick if this build works the way that I want it to. Assuming I can get the full output of the gas generators. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to make a whole bunch more stuff, but it's nothing you guys haven't seen. But these 3, or this 3-speed upgrade generator should be able to produce enough ethylene, provided it can be fueled like properly. And I don't have enough speed upgrades and everything in that, so I will need to shut this off. In fact, I will shut this part of it off, not that part of it. That can continue. This part. I'll just let that run for fun. And I'll let this build up, but it doesn't need to be here because none of this is going to stay here. We'll just let that go there. And we'll let this kind of just generate until it's done. But from what I understand, we should be able to do a lot of stuff. With this kind of power system, and it's unique. I've never done it, so I'm gonna get to work on this, and then I will end the episode off, hopefully with a decent build. If not, some plan for it. I'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. It's been a long while. I've done some stuff. I've done some work. I've had a little party. No, I haven't had a party, but I recorded something else for a bit. It's been an interesting little bit, and I feel like it's always night. Good night. Good night. It's always night. It's always night on the server. Good gracious. There may be some abrupt stops here. But yeah, we've got our new power gen figured out. All I gotta do is really wire it up now. I got everything dug out for that. I just gotta make some stuff for it. So check this monstrosity out. I had to expand the farm a little bit. Now it's a little, I think it's a little oblong, 2 sprinklers, just because it wasn't getting the outermost corner. But I didn't want it to go farther out into the grass because of these. And I did eventually, see, I did this last night. It's halfway through the next day. And so Oh my goodness, we have so much pneumaticraft plants. We need to get into pneumaticraft for something, sometime, somehow. What happens was the pneumaticraft plants can now spawn on dirt spawn on farmed soil via bone meal. It used to just be grass, but now they can also happen on farmed soil or farmland. And so this would fill up with pneumaticraft stuff, and our feeder here would start to try and put that places, but it couldn't figure it out. Like it wouldn't. There was nowhere it could go because it's just these two barrels as an option, and the farm is full of seeds and other junk that it can't use. And so I wanted this to run overnight to see if our our production of come on, giant truck outside, to see if our production of biofuel or something, whatever this is called, biofuel, would keep up with this level farm. And it really does, actually. So check this out. I let this run overnight, and it didn't do a whole lot because, again, it got clogged up. So I fixed that this morning, and I let it run for the afternoon, and, well, it's still afternoon. I fixed that earlier this morning, and I let it run for the rest of the morning. And so now this is just going to farm seeds, and the bottom one will just pull out seeds and wheat, and the side one will just pull out everything but seeds and wheat that it picks up. So we'll fix up the farm and figure out its range and everything in a little bit. But I wanted to see if this would work. Probably the best thing for this is actually a tree farm, because the tree farm produces apples and saplings, both of which can go in a crusher. Saplings will give you 2 biofuel per sapling, and an apple will give you 4. The wheat just gives you 4. So you could kind of do that. You could figure that apart, or you could do that for extra. If you had extra saplings and apples, I don't know if that would be better, because this is a consistent surplus, where the saplings and apples may take a bit to build up. But really, the farms are so big, I guess it wouldn't matter. Anyways, enough of my jibber jabber. So I moved the wheat seed that was over here, the wheat barrel, and I moved it all the way over to here in case it builds up a surplus. Because if you look in here, we got 64 biofuel and 12 wheat, and it's still accepting more and more wheat. And so this is our elite crusher from downstairs. I just moved it up here because we weren't using it, and all it has is these no upgrades. Theoretically, with 3 upgrades in this, it should be able, with 3 upgrades in a non-elite in a single crusher, it doesn't have to be an elite one. You can keep up with like 20 of these or something like that with this setup, but with more gas generators. And we will get there. We will get there. But this like silo complex that I'm making, this little silo here, is going to be our power gen for the next little while. And obviously the structures aren't done. I put some wood on here just because, why not? I still don't know how I feel about that. I might just make it like concrete or something. Ooh, there's a thought. Anyways, so we have water coming in from our electrolytic separator below, and it's got a fluid transfer node pushing this in here, and there's also a separate fluid transfer node putting water in here. This is full of ethylene. This is full of ethylene. And these are all full of ethylene. I let this run for about an hour and a half, and it filled up with 51.2 mega RF or million RF, or I don't know what. I think it's mega RF. It's a lot of energy. I don't have a clue what that number actually is. 51 million RF maybe? I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of energy, but it doesn't go anywhere yet. So I dug out this channel. I got to make some more cables. And I think I'm going to move my digital miner around, get some obsidian, and try and make some more of the higher tier cables. These advanced ones are good for here, but I gotta have at least the 3rd, maybe even the 4th tier if I can get it to be like that, to come down here. And we'll actually do this, I think. I need to make a new pick. This auto smelt is killing me. Yeah, so we'll come right down, come all the way around, and come underneath the ramp across here and connect to here, where these cables will be. I'll try and bump them up as well. But I think that's going to call this episode for us. I got some of that work I'm going to do on camera. Some of it I won't. I'll probably lay these cables off camera. And then we need to sort out our logistics pipe system, because the problem right now... I'm sorry about the over and over. The problem right now is that this obviously doesn't work, and I need to fix that. And we're kind of jam-packed right now. I'm not letting this export at the moment. I could just give it like a quick auto export. I would be okay to take this inventory full of stuff, but it's already done mining, so like I'll just empty it, I guess. I do need to find more obsidian, because obsidian's pretty crucial for making the higher tier mechanism stuff. So that's going to call it. I'm going to do a bit more work, and we'll come back next episode to see what we can do with our sorting system. And now that we have power, maybe transfer it, move it to the mining dimension somehow. There's only really 2 systems of power transportation that RF has in the pack that I'm aware of. And it means I have to get involved in a couple of things. So I'll figure that out off camera, how I want to do that. All right. And we'll be back later. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave me a like or subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hang up your lab coats on the way out, guys. Deuces.